Okay, folks, now remember I told you that I was going to give you 3 different ways to graph an equation. The first way was a table of values, right? Remember we pick 3 x's, we plug them into the equation, we find out what the y's are, we plot the points, and we draw a line through the points. Okay, that was the first way. The second way was 2 days ago. We talked about the intercepts method. We find the x-intercept where it crosses the x-axis, and the y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis. We just draw a line through it. Okay, that was the second way. And this is going to be the third way. This is probably the way that you will do this most of the time. And it's called the slope-intercept form, because we're going to find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay? This intercept refers to the y-intercept. Okay? Now, it says the linear equation y equals mx plus b, okay, fine, is written in slope-intercept form. This is important. Write this down. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Now let me ask you something. We had talked about what m stands for when we are working with linear equations. Raise your hand and tell me, what does m stand for, Bella? No, that's not what it stands for, Taylor. It stands for the slope. So that means that this number, the coefficient, the number that comes in front of the x is the slope of the line. It is the slope of the line. This number, this sign might be plus or minus. Okay? This number is the y-intercept. It's where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay? So when we use this to graph, we just put a dot on the intercept. Look at this example that they gave us. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. The y-intercept is what? Raise your hand. What's the y-intercept of that graph, Clay?
3.
3. So I go to the y-axis, I count up to 3, and I put a dot there, because that's where it crosses the y-axis. Raise your hand. What's the slope of that line? What's the slope? Raise your hand. Parker J. Not just 2, but remember, slope has 2 parts. 2 over what? Over 1. Rise over run. So I'm going to go to the point that I know, right? I know it crosses the y-axis here, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, and then I'm going to go over 1, and there's another point. And I just draw a line between them. That's it. The equation gives me a point. It gives me the y-intercept. It also gives me the slope. So I just use the slope to find another point, and then just draw a line straight through it. That's it. Now we're going to do that. We're going to practice that in a minute. But first, the first thing that I want us to do is I want us to look at this first example. They want us to get used to they want us to practice getting these things into slope-intercept form. Okay? So let's look at this first one. The first question is it in slope-intercept form?
Yes. No,
Yes.
it's not. Wait.
It
yes,
is. Y is equal to -1 over 1 x plus 2. Do you agree? Bless you. Do you agree with that? I didn't have to change anything. The y was by itself on the left, just like function form. What's the number in front of the x, Clay?
-1.
And what does that look like as a fraction?
That looks like -1 over.
Good.
What
So,
can I do?
now hang on. Now, raise your hand. Looking at that equation, what's the slope of the line? What is the slope of the line, James? -1 over 1. And what's the y-intercept of that line, Grace? What's the y-intercept, Parker?
2.
It's positive 2. The constant back there, the number without the variable. Okay? We'll practice graphing it in a minute. All right, now we're just looking at the equations. Dylan,
Yes.
let's look at this one in B. All right, I'm going to work down here. Y is equal to x plus 3 over 2. Help me get this into slope-intercept form. Do you see I need 2 terms, right? Can I write it like this? Can I write it as y is equal to x over 2 plus 3 over 2?